Hello, fellow Magic players, and welcome back to another episode of Magic the Rambling, the show where I ramble on for some time about some stuff relating to the Commander format. If you have anything you would like to bring up or have a conversation about, feel free to leave comments on here, or you can tag me on Twitter at MTG_homebrew. This episode, I'll be talking about 10 cards that I would love to have as part of my collection, but I just won't quite pull the trigger on right now. Without further ado, let's get into it. Number 1, I have Peer into the Abyss. This is a card that I should probably get a hold of sooner rather than later. Dropped for a while to about $1.50, but it's gone back up to about $3 right now. It kind of sits between $1 and $5 on any given day, but I really should own a couple of copies at this point, but I could never really justify getting it because of the weird price point that it sits at. I didn't want to buy just the one card. I would feel like not quite enough was there to make that purchase, so I would always try to stack it as part of a larger order. Probably when I build a new deck that needs that card as maybe part of a main strategy or something like that, once I get around to it, I'll definitely pull the trigger on that one. Number 2 on the list is Thassa's Oracle. Do I really need this card for a combo deck? Yes. Do I own one? No. Do I really want to spend $12 to $15 on a single copy? Not really. But at the end of the day, $15 for such a key piece that can be swapped into any of the few combo decks that I have isn't the worst deal ever. 3 is Purphoros, God of the Forge. It's a commander that I've always had a fascination with, but always thought was too expensive to buy on its own. Maybe if I build the entire deck first, kind of like Peer into the Abyss, I could justify buying that along with everything else. Number 4 is Cream of the Crop. This was a very recent discovery for me, despite how long this card has been out. But I have to say, it looks like it would fit pretty well in a creature-based Yasharn Stax deck that I'm actually working on, because being able to adjust the top of your library, especially without blue in the deck, could be super useful, especially in a creature-based strategy. That deck list is unlisted, and I think that'll come out later this year as a deck tech anyway, so keep your eyes out for that on Thursdays. Number 5 is Wheel of Fortune. This one really comes down to price more than anything else that it could possibly be. This runs about $300 for a base copy, often more actually, and this one will probably be on my list for quite a while, and maybe could be like a one-time Christmas present or something like that, but honestly I'm not too worried about this one right now. Number 6 is Oloro Ageless Aesthetic. Another commander pilot I would love to build around one day, and it's not too expensive either, setting at around $10 for a base copy. A life gain that can't be interacted with except for like Tibalt or Sulfuric Vortex type effects, combined with the love for a good stacks and removal deck. This one might not stay on the list too long. Number 7 is Necromancy. This is a favorite of mine to pair with Leonin Relic Warder and Corpse Knight, and this card would fit nicely into my old Teysa Karlov deck as well. Better than Animate Dead, I think, because it's usable at instant speed. I'd like to grab at least a couple of copies if it ever comes within that $10 price range, or maybe if we get a reprint here next couple of years, maybe if ever, I don't really know. That would be nice to pick up. Number 8 is the original Fetch Land cycle. This is a little bit cheating because we've got 10 cards going into one slot, but I feel like it makes the list for today. This is a staple of most formats since they debuted. The price of these can and probably will stay up for a long while. Only about half of these have seen recent reprints in Modern Horizons 2, while the other half saw their last real printing in Khans of Tarkir, which is actually when those came out. Not counting the expeditions or any special treatments. Let's hope these get reprints soon, especially the other half. They could use it. Maybe we can justify buying a few for each one sometime in the future. Number 9, I have Zozu the Punisher. This is yet another commander pilot that I would love to build that hasn't seen a reprint in nearly 6 years as of March 31st, 2017 in a dual deck. I'm a fan of land hate and or land destruction as a strategy, which I know is not the most popular thing. It's actually kind of frowned upon by most people. Go ahead and leave your comments at home with that one. You know, I enjoy it. And this card fits directly into my wheelhouse. I do like to play with some of those strategies every once in a while. I don't do it every day. Every time we play, because that would be not great. I like to keep my friends around and be able to come back each week, so I don't do it very often. The last card on this list is Silence.
No king rules forever, my son.
This card is what set me on the path to building my first Stax deck, which was Yasharn, a different version though, if you're curious. That locking a player out on a crucial combo turn is one of my favorite feelings in the entire game. This is pretty much a mono-white auto-include for Stax decks, and really just an all-star all-around as a card. This card definitely holds its price fairly well, only having a couple of prints, and for being 1 mana instant speed able to do what it does. Hopefully we can see this hit just a couple dollars, maybe 3 or 4, maybe less if it gets enough reprints, long enough in that window so that I can maybe just buy all of them. I could really hope to snag a couple copies of those here in the future. Thank you all so much for watching / listening to this episode of Magic the Rambling. If you enjoy this kind of content, be sure to like the video and feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any new uploads. Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays are my video days. Sundays will be these episodes. Tuesdays will be short form content alternating between Commander Combos Explained and Secret Commander Tech. Just obscure cards that do cool things, potentially. And Thursdays will be full in-depth deck techs. That's all I've got for today, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you again, and have a good one.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good